Hello everyone, how you doing? E aí, gente, tudo bem? Como é que vocês estão? Welcome to another class here at Joinus School. And today we will talk about time in English. So this class will be entire in English to practice your listening. So I have to tell you first that the class will be shorter, okay? Will not take this class will not take more than 30 minutes because when you are practicing your listening, if you spend a long time doing that, you get tired, right? So what I want from today is to practice your listening and to practice the numbers that we studied last class. Okay? So first of all, before we start, I want to know if you can hear me well, if you can see me. Is the image and the sound good for you guys? Tell me here, please, if you have any doubts or if you don't have any questions. Let me say hi to you here. Can you hear me? Let me put this over here. Can you hear me? Good. So this will be the class about time today. Let me just share my screen with you. So I will not take a lot of time because we start late today. I had just an outcome with my son, so I have to prepare the class and to spend more minutes with him. So I will organize everything here before we start, okay? So let me see this one. Good, that's perfect. You can hear me? So this is amazing. Telling the time. Okay, guys, so I'm going to put myself here in a better position that you can hear me and see me. Let me put just over here. Wait a moment, please. Okay, perfect. Good. Let's make the transition. Can you hear me and see me now? Can you see me now? Now you can see it. I'm gonna use this over here, and if you can see, please let me know. Okay. Today, we're not gonna talk about this. Today we will talk about time in English, telling the time. So basic, we will talk about days of the week, and we will talk about time. Okay. Good. Perfect. You told me that you can hear. So we are going to talk about time. So days, hours, minutes, time in general. We use here in English. Okay. So this class, I want you to pay attention a lot. And if you don't understand a lot of things, don't worry. Okay. Because today is the day to practice. Right. So I'm gonna start to talk about the telling the time in English. And when we talk about the time, what we have to remember here is what day is it? One of the first things that we know and we have when we are talking in English is about the day, the days of the week. Teacher, I don't know what is week. I don't know. So today is Monday. So when I have 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, I have 1 week. When I have 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and 4 weeks, I have 1 month. Okay? So when I ask, how I ask about the day, the first question is, what day is today? What day is today? What day is today? When I ask you, what day is today? I am asking about the day. For example, what day is it? What day is it? The common answer for that it's Monday or it's on. Let me give you one example over here. I'm gonna make this image shorter and I'm gonna use one example over there. I can say it. Let me put this over here. Today is Monday. What day is it? What day is it? What day is it? What day is it in English? I am asking about the day. Today is Monday, or today is Saturday. Today is Friday. This is the answer for that question. But if I ask you, what day is, let me put this over here. What day is the party? What day is the party? I can say it's on Friday. Okay? So to answer the question, what day is today? I say today is Monday. When I have the question, what day is the party? The answer is it's on Friday. Let me change this one and to put over there. I think it will be better to understand. Good, good, good. Today is this. Today is Monday. And let me close this one. What day is the party? It's on Friday. So just to understand that we have two ways to answer that. What day is today? It's not a specific date. It's just today. Today is Monday. Or I can say it's Monday. I don't need to use today. It is Monday. It's right. There is no problem. It's perfect. But when I have this question, like what day is the party? I have a specific occasion happening. I say it's on Friday. Okay? Do you understand that? Does it make sense? I hope so. So here in English we have the days of the week. Okay? And we have to pay attention to that, because when we have the days of the week, we need to not to get some examples, but we need to pay attention to the pronunciation. For example, Monday, today is Monday, right? You understand that? Today is Monday. And I can say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, I'm gonna use my microphone very near to my mouth, that you can hear me very well when I am trying to pronounce, not trying, but when I am pronouncing these words for you guys. Okay, so here one more time: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, right? And I put this calendar over here because when you see this calendar, I don't know if you can see it very well. I'm gonna just get a zoom over here. But when you see this calendar, you have the beginning of all these words. So sun over here is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Okay, this is just the beginning of this word. In one type for this pronunciation, we don't say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No, the stress is here. Monday, Tuesday, so the stress is there. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The part that I say louder is the beginning. Okay, so here it's the day of the week. To answer this question, what day is it? We say, oh, it's Monday, it's Tuesday, it's Wednesday. So what day is today? Today is Monday, or it's Monday. Okay, I can use both cases in here, right? After that, we don't talk more just about the day. We talk about the month, because here we are telling about the time. And when I have the question, what month is it? What month is it? What month is the... Remember that I can use for now. What month is it? What month is it? Que mês que é? Right? What month is it? What month is the party? Remember that we said the party? What month is the party? I can use that. What month is the show? What month is the... I don't know. You can use a lot of things. But the way to say that is always what month is... What month is your party? What month is my party? What month? Always what month, okay? And here we have to pay attention to the pronunciation, okay? Because month, I have to put my tongue between my teeth. What month? What month? Look at my mouth. What month is it? What month is the party? Okay? And here we have the months of the week, the months of the year. Okay? 12 months is equal 1 year in English. Okay? So we have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay? You can hear that? Again. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Right? Here we have to pay attention again to the beginning of the words. We don't say January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. No, this is not the way to say that. Say January, February, out. It's louder in English. February, March, April, May, June, July it's at the end, August, September, October, November, December. Okay? Pay attention to the stress because it's very important in English. And when I answer this question, as we said before, let me show you here. When you say, what day is the party? What day is the party? Pay attention that we use on. It's on Friday. But when I talk about month in English, I don't use on anymore. I use in. So what month is the party? I can say, for example, let me use this one over here. It's in January. Oh gosh, let me put this over here. In January. Can you see? Oh, what month is your birthday? What month is your birthday? My birthday is in August. You can see the difference here? Can you see that? I know it's a little bit small. Let me take just a little bit here. It's in January. It's in August. So when I have the month, I use in. When I have the day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I always use on in English, okay? This is another way to talk about time in English. After we have what time is it? And this is the most important part of our class because we are not talking about days and months anymore. We are talking about time. We're talking about hours in English. So for example, oh my gosh, what time is it now? What time is it now? What time is it now? I am talking about hours, okay? Another way, another way to use what time is it is, do you have the time? So, do you have the time? Do you have the time? Or, what time is it? What time is it? Both are correct in English, okay? And one of the things that we have to pay attention. The first is in English, we use AM and PM. So for example, it's 9:30 PM because it's at night. AM I use for the morning. The from midnight to noon I use AM, and from noon to midnight I use PM. I will show you that later, so don't worry if you don't understand right now, okay? So AM and PM, okay? And in English, we don't need to say 13, 14, 15, 16 for hours. We use 1 o'clock, oh, not just 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. In Brazil, here in Portuguese, we have 1 a.m. or we have 13 o'clock. In English, it's not necessary. We just use a.m. or p.m. Okay? And another thing, what is the difference between time and hour? Why I can't ask what hour is it now? Like in Portuguese, que horas são agora? Why I need to ask what time is it? Because time is in English is general. We use for everything. But hour is a measure of time. So it's not so common to ask about the hour in English. It's more common to say time, okay? What time is it? Just pay attention to that because we both use the two cases, but what is more used is time, okay? And in English, we have a difference between clock and watch. What is the difference between clock and watch? Watch is the time that I see in my bracelet, right? I don't have an image right now and I don't have a watch, but watch is the clock that I see. I see here. What time is it? I will see in my watch, okay? But if I ask, what time is it? And I don't have a watch, but I have something on, for example, on my wall. Like, what time is it? Oh, let me see. I look 2 o'clock in English, okay? I am looking 2 o'clock. What time is it? Oh, let me see. It's I don't know, 2 o'clock. Okay? So clock I use for wall. Let me put this over here. It's for wall. It's for wall. And watch I use for my arms. I use in my arms. Like a bracelet, okay? So this is, what time is it now? I will see in my watch. But what time is it now? Let me see in my clock, okay? There is this difference. And I put here the famous movie called High School Musical because they have one song called What Time's It? Summertime. It's, I don't know, anticipation, what time's it? So they have this famous song that everybody heard when we were a teenager. So it's important for you to practice it with this question. What time is it? Okay? So here we have some examples. Let me put into that. When we have hours, when we talk about hours in English, when we talk about time, what time is it? We have two forms to talk about hours, okay? We will see both of them today, first form and second form. The first form is very easy. It's not difficult. It's pretty easy. The first one, basically, we have to put it's plus hours plus minutes. That's the case. So let's start here with 2:10. So here I have to say, what time is it? It's hour. What hour is it? 2. Remember? 2. It's 2:10. Sometimes I can put this, it's 2:10, but it's not so important to not use this case. Okay? So it's 2:10. But if it's the next one, it's 2. Oh my gosh, let me put this over here. 15. That's why you need to know the numbers in English when you study about hours, because you use this a lot and you look at this examples and you have to know the numbers. Okay, so if you don't study and if you don't watch the last class that we have, and not the last class, if you don't watch the last class that we had last week, please go there and watch it, because you have to practice the numbers before to have this class. Okay, so here we have it's 2:15. Then we can say it's 2:20, and so on. I can use for it's 2:30, it's 2:45, it's 2:55. It's the same, guys. It's exactly the same thing. It's 2:30. Yes, pretty good. And we have this 2. It's 2:40. Oh my gosh. It's 2:45 or 45. Remember? In English the same. It's 2:55. What do we have to pay attention in here, guys? In fact, there is nothing so much different than we use in Portuguese. We just have to see the hours, like what time is it now? 2:30, right? So we say it's 2:30. I only have to use the numbers in English, okay? It's pretty easy, so much common. Everybody knows how to do it, because you need to know the numbers. Okay, so what time is it? It's 2:55. What time is it? It's 2:45. But when I have it's 2. Oh gosh, let me put this over here. It's 2:05. This one is the only difference. Because remember last class when we said that the 0 in English sometimes is O, mainly when we are talking about the telephone number. So my number is 987068287. So we change the 0 to O in English. Do you remember that? So here it's the same thing. From 2:01, from 2:01 to 2:09, we have this O at the center of the phrase. Okay, so if I say, what time is it now? It's 2:01, 2:02, 2:03, 2:04, 2:05, 2:06, 2:07, 2:08, 2:09, 2:10. Okay, just because of the 0. Okay, if you have the 0 here and it's important to use it, it's important, no, it's necessary to use this O. Okay, so the only 2 exceptions that we have here is this O at the beginning of the phrase. Okay, and another thing that it's interesting and you have to use it is o'clock. Always when I am talking about hours in English and I want to emphasize the complete hour, I use o'clock. It's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Okay? I have o'clock only for this entire hour in English. So if I need to say, what time is it now? Oh my gosh, it's 9 o'clock. It's, what time is it now? It's 10 o'clock. Okay? So the answer for the question, what time is it? Is always, it's. I have to look at the hours. And here I don't have minutes because it's 0, right? So the right way to say is o'clock. It's 2 o'clock. Okay? But teacher, if it's 12 o'clock, I have another way to use that. No, guys, it's pretty much the same. Like, for example, 12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock. Okay? Pretty much the same. It doesn't change. So what do we have here in the first form? We have to pay attention to the hours and to the minutes. This is the only difference that we have here. And when we don't have the hours and the minutes, we have to pay attention to o'clock. They are the exceptions. And this O. Okay? These are the two differences that we see in the first form. Okay? Pretty easy. Everybody knows how to use it. Any questions? Any doubts? It's okay? You can understand? Perfect. Now we're gonna see the second form of hours. The second form is good because you have more information about it. How can I explain that? The second form is divided in two parts. So I have how many forms I have for when I am talking about hours? I have two forms, okay? One first form that we saw, pretty easy, we use for everything, but the second form is divided in two parts. One before 30 and the other after 30. Jackie, I don't remember what is before in English. I don't know. Before means antes. You know when we have this before and after joke, quando a gente tem aquela brincadeira de antes e depois. So before is always before something, okay? And after is 31. So one example, before 30 is 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, and this is before 30. After 30 is 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, okay? So second form, it's divided in two parts, okay? So we will talk before 30 first, and then we go to the next part, okay? Second form, before 30, what we see? The only difference, remember that the first form that we were studying, we have hour, and then we have the minutes. Good. Here we exchange. First we have the minutes, and then we have the hour. Okay? And between hours and minutes, I have past and after to use in English. I will explain that for you guys because probably you'll be a little bit confusing. So let me give you one example. Here. It's 2:05. Remember the first form? It's 2:05. Here we say it's because it's the same. We put the minutes first. It's 5. Okay? We can use past or after. Both are correct. You can use whatever you want. Okay? So here I can say it's 5 past. What is the hour? 2. So here, look at this difference. Look how different it is from the first form. The first form, I have 2:05. The hours first, and then the minutes. Here, I exchange. Do you know in Portuguese when you say it's 2:30, são 2:30, são 15 para as 4, são 20 para as 2. In English, we have the same thing, okay? But we have to pay attention to some details, okay? Before 30, we always use past and after. Always, always, always. But in the first form, we don't need it. It's not necessary. So here, when I say, oh, what time is it now? It's 10 after 2. Teacher, but here you use past and here you use after. Is it wrong? No, guys, it's not wrong. You choose whatever you want, okay? Everyone will be right. Again, one more time. It's 2. Oh, it's 20. Oh gosh. It's 20. Jesus, what's going on? Past 2. Pretty easy, okay? We don't need to change anything. It's 2:20 past 2. Good. Easy, right? I just change the minutes and I put the minutes first and then I have the past or after and then I have the hour. Okay? Good? Does it make sense? And when we got to 15 and 30, the correct what we want to say is it's 15 after or past 2, right? The same here. It's 30 past 2, right? Because I have the minutes and then I have the hour. Okay. But in English, there is another way to say that. Not 15 and 30. Here, I have half. And here, I have a quarter. Teacher, I don't understand what you are telling me or what you are trying to explain. Half in English means metade. It's half past 2. Metade, meio. So if I translate that to Portuguese, would be são 2:30, not 2:30, okay? So half here means metade. The half of an hour is 30 minutes, okay? Do you understand? And the half of 30 minutes is a quarter. A quarter past 2. Does it make sense? Right? So when I have 15 and 30 in English are the only exceptions. Remember that the first part we have a clock and O to use an exception. Here my exceptions is a quarter. Let me put this over here. A quarter and half. These are the two exceptions that I have because everybody follows in rule, like minutes, 5, then I have past or after, and then I have hour, 5 past 2, then after 2, it's 20 past 2. But teacher, if I say it's 22, it's 22 past 2. If it's 14 past 2, it's 11 past 2. It's 1 past 2, it's 2 past 2. It's the same, exactly the same. The only exception that we have here is 2:15 and 2:30. I don't use now the name of the number, like 15 and 30, and I change the name to a quarter and half, okay? This only with these two guys, okay? Good? Perfect. And then we have second form after 30, okay? After 30 is 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and so on, okay? When I have the second form here, I change everything again because now I don't talk about the time that is gone. I talk about the time that I will have to next hour. That's why I change a little bit the way of using here. So for example, 31 in English, it's 2 o'clock because 2 o'clock I only use 2 o'clock in here to talk about the first form. Here I will say it's what is remaining minutes. Remaining minute in Portuguese means os minutos faltantes, os minutos restantes, Okay, so here I have the remaining minutes to next hour. If it's 2 o'clock now, the next hour will be 3, right? And 31 to get to 260 is 29 minutes. Teacher, I am crazy. I don't know what you're doing. Take it easy. Take it easy. I will explain. So here I will say it's 29 to 3. Teacher, I still don't understand. Okay, let's see now another example. It's 35, right? 35, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So here I got 25 minutes to next hour is 3, right? Teacher, I don't understand. Let me give you one example that we use a lot in Portuguese. In Portuguese, we can say, oh, it's 2:40, like, são 2:40, or são 20 para as 3. In English, this second form after 30 is exactly like 20 para as 3, 15 para as 3, 10 para as 3, 25 para as 3, 29 para as 3. It's exactly like this in Portuguese, right? So here, if I have it's 40 to 60 is 20 minutes. 20 to, that's why we use to. To in Portuguese means para. So 20 to 3. Look at the translation. You can see it? Does it make sense? So here again, I use the to in the next hour. Not the hour that I see here, but the next one, right? It happens with 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 41, 42, 44. The only exception is 45. Why, teacher, is 45? Because if I would say again, it's 15 to 3. But remember that we don't use 15, we use a quarter. So here it's a quarter to 3. Oh my gosh, teacher, this is so difficult. Yes, it's difficult because you're not used to that. I understand you. But guys, here we have to pay attention to the way that people say that. It's a quarter to 3. Sometimes we will not hear the second form. We just hear the first one. But if anyone says about the first form for you or the second form for you, you need to be prepared, okay? So I always says to my students, use the first form to talk, but try to understand and to practice a lot the listening of the second form, okay? Because it's the most different, okay, than what we are used to know. So here it's a quarter to 3. It's a quarter to 3, and here it's 10 to 3. Teacher, it's 5 to 3 then? Yes, exactly. But in how about 3, the full hour? It's 3 o'clock again, right? So here, what we have to pay attention. We have to pay attention to some details that they put. 2 is one detail that is very important because I have to say to the next hour, not the same one. And here I will always talk about the minutes that is remaining, okay? The remaining minutes, not the minutes that I see. It's not 35 to 3. No, it's not. It's 25 to 3, okay? So here, what I have in common, like it's different, is just a quarter again because I have to do it in a different way. Let me just get my charger because my computer is almost gone. Let me put this over here. Good. Yes, now it's good. You can see me and hear me. Perfect. So here we have 2. It's 10 to 3. It's a quarter to 3. It's 20 to 3. So what we have to pay attention is really like this. Remaining hours, 2 plus next hour. This is the most important part about after 30. Okay? Does it make sense? Right? And what is important to remember? I put the image over here because it's better to see than the next part. But here, remember, when we have, I'm sorry, I just hit the microphone. So here I have o'clock. Always when I have a complete hour, I use o'clock. Always, 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 always. When it's 30, I always use half. Always, always, always. Because it's half of an hour, 30 minutes. And when I have quarter in English, I use for 15 minutes and 45. Because 45, because here I have a quarter past when I am talking about 15 minutes. And I have a quarter to when I am talking about 45 minutes. Okay, so 5 past, 10 past, 20 past, 25 past. We use the example past, but we also can have after here. And always after half, we have 2. 25 to, 22, quarter to, 10 to, 5 to, and next hour. This is important only for the second form. Once again, I have to say only for the second form. The first form is pretty easy, the way that we saw here. Hours and plus minutes, hours plus minutes, 2:45, 2:30, 2:20. You don't need to change anything. Just the second form, we have another way to say that because they sometimes use that too. Okay? Good? Does it make sense? So what is important to remind? O'clock, a quarter, and half. And again, we can say like, oh, I have class. Oh, what time is it now? Oh, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. So I can say in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. What time is your class? My class is at 8 o'clock in the evening. Okay? I can use these expressions too in my phrase. In the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. Like, oh my gosh, what time is the show? Oh my gosh, it's in the evening. Is in the evening. Is in the morning. It's in the afternoon. If I don't want to talk about hours, the specific hour, but I am also talking about time, okay? What time is your class? Is at night, okay? This is some expressions that we have in English, and it's important to practice, okay? Good? Just some types and some, not some types, some tips to you guys that you can use a lot, okay? And again, how I use AM and PM in English. I know that sometimes you get confused, but AM we use from 1 p.m., 1 a.m. to 12 to 12. From 12 to 12 again, we use PM. Teacher, I get confused. I know, let me explain. Midnight in English, I can see that in image and I show you here. Midnight is 12 at night. So for us, midnight means meia-noite, right? From midnight to midday, da meia-noite ao meio-dia, we use AM. Oh my gosh, let me change that. We use AM. From midday to midnight, we use PM, right? So here we have one example. The lunch is at midday. Let me put this over here. The lunch is at midday. What I'm saying here, I'm saying the lunch. Lunch in Portuguese means almoço, okay? So the lunch is at midday. The lunch is at midday, right? So I always use midday. Another word that I have is noon. Noon is exactly the same thing of midday. So noon means meio-dia and noon midday means meio-dia too. There are two ways to use that. Usually American English you use more noon and midday is used for British English. Okay, so we have these two forms to talk about hours in English. Good, right? Do you understand that? Does it make sense? Any questions or doubts about that? Do you? I don't know. Let me see. It's okay? Okay, so we have to pay attention to this. At midday, midnight, at noon, everything here is important and you have to pay attention to these details. Okay? Good? And the last part that we have here is it's and at in English. Okay? What is the difference when I use it's or at into hours talking about time? When I use it's in English, I am answering the question what time is, what day is, what, I don't know. When I have the question what is, I use it's. For example, let me put this into a phrase. What time is it now? I use this. It's, for example, now it's 9:40. 50. It's 9:58. Oh gosh. It's 9:58. Or it's 2 to 10. Okay? I am answering the question. When I have the question, what time is it? The answering for this question is it's. Okay? But when I have a specific time, but I have a specific situation happening, I use at. So how can I say this? It's not the best way to say that. Not a specific time. It's a specific situation. When I have a specific situation or a specific schedule in my life, I use at. For example, if I ask you, what time is it now? You can say to me, it's 9:58. Oh, sorry. If you ask me, what time is it now? I can say at 10 o'clock. No, it's not right in English. Okay? What is the right way to say is, it's 10 o'clock. But if you have a schedule in your life, like, what time is your class? What time is your class? Oh, my class is at, for example, 10 o'clock. And here, what I have is a specific time, a specific case, not you asking me what time is it now. Okay? So inside a phrase, I have at. But when I am just answering a question in English, I use it's. And this is the most important part. Okay? Does it make sense? What time is it now? It's 9:58. What time is your class? The class is at 10 o'clock. Good? Does it make sense? Do you understand that? So the difference between that is at is, in Portuguese, at can be translated to as. So I have, as 3 o'clock. The class is at 10 o'clock. But I can say, what time is it now? As 10 horas, not is, it is 9:58 or it's 10 o'clock. Does it make sense? So pay attention to this difference because it's pretty important when we use that in English. Good? And here we have our practice time. What time is it now? Right? What time is it now? This one I will not write, okay? Usually in our classes we write this, but I will take 1 minute because I want you to practice saying that, okay? Not just writing. After our class you can practice writing, but right now I want you to practice saying that, okay? So what time is it now? The first one, 4:55, first form we say? Do you know? Just 1 minute. Give me 1 minute there. Let me see. It's 4:55 hours plus minutes. But if I say that into second form is it's 5 to 5 because the next hour will be 5. Okay? Pretty good. Next hour is meio-dia e 32 ou 12:32. Remember something important. We don't say meio-dia like it's midday, okay? Midday and midnight is just one way to say 12 o'clock, 12:32, enfim. A gente não usa midday, midnight e noon dentro dessas falas de horas, ok? Só para expressões dentro de frases. Tipo, eu tenho aula às meio-dia, eu tenho tal coisa, uma reunião à meia-noite. Então a gente pode usar isso dentro de frases, mas não para responder horas, ok? Just one thing that I want to remind you, because it's pretty important. So here, 12:32 in English we say it's 12:32. Yes, pretty good. Second form we have it's 28 to 1, okay? Because it's not 13, it's 1 in English, right? It's not military hour, okay? Just military hour use 13, 14, 15. Here it's 12 and 1 again, right? Next hour is 11:27. Oh gosh, I just give you the answer. I'm sorry. It's 11:27, right? 11:27, it's 11:27. But the second form, you remember? It's 27 past 11. Remember? Before 30, after 30. After 30, to next hour. Before 30, past the hour that I see. So 27 past 11, right? And how about 4:40? In English we say it's 4:40 or it's 22:04. It's 22:04. Yes, that's it, guys. Pretty good. 22:04? I'm sorry. It's 22:05 because 4 is the time that we see. Thank you for correcting me. That's good. And now we have 8. God, please. I will say that in Portuguese, I promise. Now we have 8 e 7. How do we use this one? Dun, 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 dun. It's 8:07, okay? Don't forget about O when we talk about first form in English. From 1 to 9, we have O. It's 8:07, okay? And when we say it's non-second form, we have it's 7 after 8 or 7 past 8. Very good. The last one that we have here is 5:15. 5:15 in English we say it's 5:15. It's 5:15 or it's 15 after 5. What do you think? Right or wrong? This one is wrong because we don't use 15. We say a quarter. It's a quarter after 5. Okay? This one is made for you to practice. So after our class, practice this trying writing. Okay? But what you have to be practicing a lot is not just your writing, okay, but try to speak what you're saying and practicing speaking, okay? If you are writing, if you're reading, if you are telling to yourself, if you are speaking to yourself in front of the mirror, please speak, okay? This is most important part, and practice a lot of numbers, right? For our homework this week, the first thing that you'll see, you will write 1 complete hour using second form, okay, because this is the most difficult one. If you want to use the first form too, okay, no problem, but the second form is the most important here because you need to know how to write and how to hear that, okay? On Wednesday, remember, on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so on Wednesday you will practice your schedule of the day. So at 7 o'clock I levant. At 8 o'clock I go to work. at 9 o'clock, teacher, I don't know all these actions in English. Eu não sei todas essas ações em English. Don't worry. I need you to say what you do and I want to practice with you now. Então eu quero que você pratique aquilo que você sabe. Se tiver alguma ação que você faz no seu dia e você não souber dizer ela em inglês, deixa lá nos comentários, nas classes, porque eu vou responder um por um pra você e vou te mostrar como fala cada uma dessas ações em inglês, ok? Quero que vocês pratiquem ao máximo. Vou deixar também padrões pra você, como que você fala sobre elas. Não precisa ser muitos horários, mas a sua agenda principal. Às 7 eu acordo, às 8 eu vou ao trabalho, meio-dia eu almoço, às 5 horas eu saio do trabalho, às 7 eu vou pra academia, às 10 eu tô em casa, às 11 eu durmo, sabe? Eu quero que seja prático, mas para que sejam coisas que você faz sempre na sua schedule, que você sempre faça na sua agenda, ok? I got the song of Together, not Together, but What Time Is It? Summertime. Do you remember the song? From High School Musical. Então deixei essa música também aqui para vocês praticarem. Pode escutar bastante para escutar desse What Time Is It e achar novas expressões, mais palavras novas. Acho legal vocês utilizarem e principalmente não precisa estudar a música inteira, tá? Pega esse padrãozinho final que fica várias vezes. What time is it? Summertime. Tipo, que oração é a hora do verão. E aí vai ser bom para vocês praticarem também, ok? E sexta-feira eu quero que vocês criem uma conversation. Create a conversation with all subjects. A gente já falou sobre se apresentar, bom dia, boa tarde, despedida, já tá perguntando que horas são, respondendo esse tipo de horas, tá falando sobre as nossas informações importantes. Então, assim, eu quero que você pegue todo esse conteúdo que a gente viu, falou bastante sobre números semana passada, a gente falou como que respondia a questão de idade, coloca todos esses assuntos aqui dentro de uma conversa. Teacher, como que eu faço isso? Pega os assuntos principais. Eu preciso usar números, eu preciso usar horas, eu preciso perguntar sobre horas, eu preciso dar bom dia e eu preciso finalizar a conversa. Não vai ser um assunto muito grande e não vai ser uma conversation enorme, mas você precisa colocar tudo isso daqui dentro de uma conversa para você praticando também, ok? E eu quero que você monte esse esboço porque eu quero olhar esse esboço lá também no nossa community, nossa comunidade e manda pra mim como que ficou esse padrão de conversation e como que você foi se saindo. Eu quero tanto que você faça as perguntas e as respostas também. A gente tem muita dificuldade de ter parceiros de conversação nesse início de fala em inglês porque a gente não pratica muito. Então, se vocês já tiverem esse esboço do que vocês poderiam responder e como vocês preparariam, fica muito mais fácil para você utilizar também nos exercises. Good? Right? Deal? E aí a gente vai aproveitar também e marcar um dia com vocês pra gente conseguir montar os parceiros dos grupos e conseguir fazer essa aula de conversação. Por isso que é importante você já praticar com esses conteúdos para você se preparar para as nossas aulas que terão com todo mundo, certo? Deal? Guys, I'm sorry for my Portuguese now. Perdão pelo português, porque agora vai confundir um pouquinho os idiomas com uma hora falando em inglês. Mas, any questions, any doubt, just send me a message, ok? Qualquer dúvida, qualquer coisa, manda mensagem. We are available here in our WhatsApp group, so please use this platform and everything that you have for you to study English. Use that a lot, okay? Enjoy. This is the time for you to learn, okay? Right? So guys, thank you so much for this class and for this time. See you next week. Please don't forget to practice about the time in English, okay? Thank you. Have a good night. See you and bye.